Alright, so today we're playing the KPZ-07RH, a German Tier 8 medium tank. Noteworthy things about this are its 90mm gun, which has very low alpha damage, meaning that it doesn't hit very hard, but the rate of fire is only, or the reload time is only 3.94 seconds. And so you can spit out a ton of damage in pretty quick succession. It's fairly mobile, and it's got an accurate weapon, and it also has pretty good camouflage for a medium tank. And so you can, with good vision at tier 8, I think it's 450 the way I have it currently set up, so you get into positions and spot out some enemy, and if you can get a flank on somebody, then you can do some pretty significant damage quite quickly. It looks like I am alone and unafraid up here, so I'm actually going to back off before I get caught out. One of the things you need to do is be mindful of your minimap, and if you find that the team that you're playing with is not in a position to support your flank, or where you're at and you're alone, it's a losing proposition, and so it's best if you hold back a little bit. Now, we do have a high number of TDs on our gun line, and so what I'm going to try and do is get in a position where I can passively spot out the enemy for this flank, and then potentially get some damage that way. If I can't help myself, I'm going to go for that real quick. Back up in case I was spotted. It does not look like that's the case, so I'll go back up into the bush and use it as cover, or concealment I should say. Difference between cover and concealment is that concealment blocks only vision, cover blocks physically, so you can shoot through concealment, you cannot shoot through cover. So that guy's double bushed, meaning he can't, if there's two bushes between us, then we won't be able to see each other when I fire, so I can fire without being caught, which is nice. Now, I fired a couple of blind shots there in the event that he was not moving, but I imagine he moved back into cover behind those rocks, and so I'll go ahead and stop firing now. And it's a little bit of a waiting game, waiting for the enemy situation to develop a little bit further so that we understand where they're at. Once we have a good idea of all the enemy tanks, then we can begin to move up onto this southern flank, basically following the 1-2 line, and we'll try and get over here and shoot back across the map. That's the goal. And there are a few tanks that have been not been spotted yet, the Scorpion being one of them, which is a tank destroyer that has a hell of a gun on it. However, with as many tanks as have been spotted, we know where they're at. I'm going to run for... Oh. A little bit premature there. Okay. My goal is to get to this spot right here. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. If I can get as far along without being spotted as possible, then I'm going to be in good shape. So I'm not even going to fire. I'm just going to go for it. And hopefully I'm far... There, I got spotted, but now I'm in cover. Alright, so I wait for that little light bulb indicates that been spotted by the enemy. So I'm going to wait until that spotting goes away, and then I'll go blind again. Now, they know I'm over here generally, but they won't know specifically where I'm at. So I'm going to try and pop up and surprise shoot somebody. And I'll peek the corner just a little bit. That'll give me an indication of if enemy's looking this way. Because there could be somebody in this bush, which he might actually move over there. Oh, come on, do it. Do it. Nothing? Nothing doing? Okay. My gun does not depress that low. So I'll see if I can get into a position where I can shoot the Skoda on the side. Nothing doing. Oh, there. Okay, so I have side shots on the turret. He's going to see me. Wow, that was a little weak shot right there. Okay, so he went behind the cover there. So now I'm going to push up just a little bit and see if I can spot anyone on this hill. One. I'm going to try and back up. I don't want to get overly aggressive. I'm going to switch to HE shells really quick. Oh, shit. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. The Tier 8 Scorpion is a German TD with a really powerful gun. As you saw, it just hit me for 464. The good news is he has basically no armor. It's a glass cannon of a tank. And one of the qualities on this tank is that its HE shell has very good penetration for a Tier 8 90mm HE shell at 90mm. So 90mm gun, 90mm of average penetration. And unlike the standard round, which averages 220 damage per shot, the HE shell averages 320, so you can really start applying some significant pain to the enemy at short notice. So what I'm going to do is actually blind fire one in there in the event that that guy's there. He's not. But what I do see is that they're melting, and so I'm going to continue to move up and start pressuring. Now that guy just got nuked, so this is effectively a rout at this point. I'll try and show you some of the damage potential of this HE shell. It's 90 millimeters of penetration, so I have to aim at weak areas of tanks. So engine decks, rear plates, back of turrets, those kind of things are the places where you'll get the most success. So this is the side, so I'm only doing 40. There's an engine deck, but only 54 again, and then he got destroyed. So yet another game of not a ton of action. Is very quick. That map is small, so it develops quickly and oftentimes has results very quickly. I think what we'll do is play one more game in this tank in the event that we get a larger map and I can really show you where it starts to shine, which is its mobility, displacement, and kind of shoot and scoot mentality. So let's just get right back into it. With a rapid firing gun, you trade the alpha damage, which is large hits, for the ability to engage quickly, but it can often lead to making mistakes because you want to keep putting the damage in, and so you keep yourself exposed a little bit too long, maybe 1 or 2 shots longer than you should, and then the enemy, once they see you and you're shooting, they can orient on you, and it's only a matter of time before they catch you out. The armor on this tank is effectively non-existent. The only bounces or non-penetrations you'll ever receive are pure luck or when the angles are effectively impossible, so something greater than 45 degrees, and it'll cause an auto ricochet. So hiding, not being seen, not being spotted, or not being shootable, so not being hittable, is really the way you stay alive in this tank. And so you have to play it given that understanding, and so you have to pick the right places on the map, pick your right positioning, and then be cognizant of your team's positioning so that you can move, either attack or displace as necessary. On this map, which is far more open, this is a great map for us. We're going to go over here towards the windmill, and we're going to play a game where we're going to try and counter spot enemy light and medium tanks, and then eventually from up here we can influence shooting into the town, so you can shoot down and into the town or back into the enemy tree line and their base where tank destroyers are frequently found. And so we're going to be joined by a T-92, which is a American light tank, and a Batchat 25T, which is a tier 10 French medium tank, which has an autoloader. It's a very effective, very capable tank. This is a tier 10 game. You can tell that there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 tier 10s, some tier 9s, and then the rest tier 8s. So we are the low tier tank on this, and oh, here we go. So I'm switched to HE because that tank is lightly armored, and if I can get into a position where I can hurt him, he's going to try and get me to push forward so that his friends can shoot us. So we got to not get baited.
We hit them.
I hit his tracks and didn't do full damage. There we go. Oh, the Patton's coming though, so we need to get the hell out of here. So I'm gonna run. This is bad. Try and get out of here before I get shot. Alright, this is not good. I'm gonna have to tuck in to this defilade area here. I got shot from the city, which is not great. We've kind of lost this flank a little bit. That Conway can do some damage to the Patton, which is getting caught out in the open. I'm not. That's a mistake. Damn it, I shouldn't have done that. Fuck. Yeah, he pretty much max rolled me too. That's really unfortunate. I should not have peeked. I thought it was invisible, but I was still able to be spotted by him. I've swapped to my heat, which is high explosive anti-tank, high penetration round, because the M48's armor I'm going to have trouble to deal with since he's 2 tiers higher. All I can really hope to do at this point is stay alive, and continue to spot out the enemy and force them to slow down so that friendly tanks can do the shooting. Conway specifically, who has a very capable gun, but needs someone to spot for him because his vision's pretty dog shit. So, all right, we have a tier 10 American medium that's in front of us. Very good vision, so he's going to see me as soon as I see him. And then the Lorraine 40T, which is located here. God, yeah, I missed. Well, he spotted though. He's climbing up the hill, so that's good. Let's see if I can get a tricky shot on him. No. Just missed. Our artillery has been shooting at him, which is nice. So we'll see if he keeps it up. Someone's requested fire on him. Ooh. He shot at me, but it looks like he missed.
We didn't penetrate them.
Requesting fire on him. See if our artillery can help it out. That'd be awesome if he does. Try and spot him again. So I'm going to peek just for a second and then back up. I'm going to keep doing that. I want him to be seen so that our friendly players can shoot him without him being able to shoot me. Luckily I low rolled. So now I've got to hide some more.
Reporting no penetration.
Damn, just didn't get any assistance at all. That's really unfortunate. But in a tier 10 tank, you expect to be able to bully a relatively lightly armored, low health tier 8. So, and our Conway didn't get a single shot in it and got melted, and it looks like this flank is completely collapsed. So, it's unfortunate. The heavy tanks are battling away in the town. I don't know what this man is doing. He is charged forward and can't really control himself when he has those jet engines on. And now he's just giving his ass to the enemy. And then shoots into the wall and dies. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so. I guess we'll see how this one goes. I'm fairly confident that the enemy is going to pull this one out. A combination of the fact they have nearly double our hit points and a significant tank advantage and a positional advantage over our teammate with the entire eastern flank being theirs. This is a terrible sign. This is a tier 9 heavy tank hiding in the bushes in the back, likely some type of bot. And this man is completely out of position for the strengths of his tank. And when you see players that are playing like that, it's really frustrating because this game is so predicated on teamwork and people doing their job specifically that this tier 10 or tier 9 Soviet heavy tank, which is great inside the town and great inside the city, has abdicated his advantage and is now playing like a sniper tank with a gun that's one of the more inaccurate ones in the game with predictable results. So we'll see if I think this guy's a bot based on the way he's acting. So I'm gonna report him as a bot. I don't know if that's the case, but if enough bot reports get selected for him, then he'll have somebody take a look at to see if his play style is legitimate. But he hasn't moved. He's just there. He is getting ammo racked. Yeah, he finally got a hit in, but yeah, that was pretty bad. So the last couple tanks are trying to make something happen, but really not great odds, especially for this AT-15, who is a very slow tier 8 tank destroyer that can only fire in the forward arc. And so he's got to move to get to these people, and they know it, and they're just going to kite him. So he's just giving up his side. He gets one shot in, but that'll probably be all he gets. Yeah, that's that. And there we go. Everybody's dying. What an unfortunate game. Didn't really have a big impact on us, and I think the last two games did not give a great indication of the capabilities of the KPZ which really is a lot of fun to play. But being tiered up and then not having a supporting gun line, and then also playing on a small map where you don't get to really spread your wings is not ideal. But we'll play it again sometime in the future, and hopefully we get a more favorable matchup on a good map for us. But overall, a tier 8 German medium sniper tank, the KPZ-07RH. A lot of fun to play, and I think one of the reasons for that is it has a very high skill ceiling. So a little bit difficult to get started, but it scales well with the skill of the driver. And so I guess the cynics among you could say that I played that to my maximum level with predictable results, but that's not the case. This is a tank that I tend to do quite well in and I have a lot of fun with. So next time you see it, hopefully we're getting a mastery badge and high caliber. But anyway, that's the German medium sniper tank, tier 8. See you next time.